But let's shift over to the other likely first round playoff matchup this year, Lepore. And we touched on the Edmonton Oilers already earlier in the show, but if the season ended today, and most likely this is probably going to be the first round matchup, it's going to be Oilers versus Jets.
Yeah.
And the Oilers have just been dummying this Jets team. They've won 6 in a row against Winnipeg. They're 7-2-0 in 9 games against the Jets this year. Connor McDavid obviously is playing out of his mind. So, what are you expecting with a potential Oilers-Jets first-round matchup? Is it a wrap at this point? Because, earlier in the season, we were singing the praises of Winnipeg. But has it now gotten to a point where we're just all right, it's a wrap. Oilers are moving on to round 2.
I think I think you have two extremes here. You have one team that's playing with a lot of confidence and feeling great. Let's face it, what the Oilers are going through with McDavid, that feeds through the whole team. Everyone's feeling great, riding high, it's momentum. And you have the Jets where it's just it's negative energy, man. And I mentioned on a previous show that team had terrible body language and that you could show me their bench in the middle of a game, not tell me the score, and I tell you they were losing and that they weren't going to come back because they just look brutal. I just think right now, man, it does not look good for the Jets. And I think Edmonton's found themselves in a pretty good spot because we said, I think it was last week, that we'd both want the Jets over the Habs. I think the Oilers and their fans feel the same way. Give us the Jets right now, both in the way that team has looked right now, and to what you pointed to with regard to how the Oilers have played against them this year. Just, man, to me, it's a slam dunk. Honestly, I'd be shocked. Again, we talked about the other series, anything is possible, but I would be absolutely shocked if the Winnipeg Jets in their current state and form right now beats Edmonton 4-7 games.
And I'm going to ask you this, Lepore, okay? And it's kind of like what we were talking about with the Leafs and the Habs. How disappointing would it be for Oilers fans if they get clipped in this first round against the Jets? Ehlers comes back from injury, obviously a huge part of that Jets team. So let's say he comes back, Hellebuck finds his form, and they clip Edmonton in round 1. How is that fan base thinking? Do you feel?
That's bad. After this season with McDavid and all that. And, it's not even about losing in the first round. Like we talked about before, when it comes to losing in the first round, who you lose to, what the circumstances are. It wouldn't even be about, okay, the Jets beating the Oilers in the first round. Just that headline. It would be these circumstances of the McDavid season, the confidence they're going into the playoffs with, and the Jets right now. I don't think it's possible to get an easier first. I can't believe I'm saying this. And this might, I hope it comes back at me because I'd love to see it from a neutral standpoint. But I can't think of more of a slam dunk in the first round just because I can't see the Jets beating anyone right now with the way they look. So it would be bad. It'd be really bad for the Oilers. And again, it's not about specifically the Jets beating the Oilers. It'd be with regard to what is happening right now with these two teams. It would be very, very disappointing for that organization and their fans.
No, Lepore, I think you hit the nail on the head because I'm just looking through the standings right now, looking at the top 4 teams in each division. The Jets are playing the worst hockey right now of any playoff team. And I know it
wouldn't even shock me if it was in the entire league. What are they, 1-7 in their last 8 or something?
Yeah, they're 2-8 over their last 10.
There you go.
It's been a mess for Winnipeg. Yeah. So I think you're right. Honestly, I think Edmonton, you really could say that they have the easiest first round matchup here.
100%.
Against Winnipeg. That is not a stretch whatsoever to state that at this point. Just looking at how they've been trending, just looking at the standings. I mean, we could even get into the advanced stats if we want, but man, Winnipeg does not look good right now. They're not playing with confidence. No Nikolai Ehlers. That is a rough spot to be in, going up against Connor McDavid in the first round, a team that, especially over the last 6 games, they just have not been able to figure out. And I'll just look through the schedule. So, just listen to these scores. So the last 6 games that Winnipeg and Edmonton have played, Edmonton won 3-1. They won 6-1, 3-0, 4-2, 2-1, and 3-2. So a couple of close games in there, but also just some dominant wins. So Yeah, that's a Jets team that I think is going into this first round matchup being like, how the hell are we going to stop Connor McDavid in this Oilers offense?
Yeah, and he's going to be on a mission too, right? Like he's gonna go in there hard. He wants his name in the paper for sure.
Yeah, so that's going to be very, very interesting to see. I mean, the Canadian Division playoffs, regardless of how Winnipeg and Montreal are trending at the moment, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, man.
For all Canadian hockey fans. And I think I speak for everyone when I say just start the damn playoffs.
Yeah, like, we're there now. I mean,
we're ready for this.